Good morning and welcome back to the Wicked Thrifter Resell channel. I'm actually going to do a little different today. I'm going to pull some orders for shipping, get that done, get my photos done so that I can just sit down and list when I get home from thrifting. We're going to hit some estate sales and then we're going to hit some Goodwill and other thrift stores. So hopefully this video finds you well and we will start getting things done. All right, the first item is this carved wood figurine here. I got a Snoopy figurine, not very much going out. Sales are abysmal lately, so I gotta start figuring out where else I should sell. I used to sell on Etsy, but I don't know if I want to go down that route and start looking into other avenues. But anyway, let me locate some items. So this carved wood guy is heading out the door for $29 plus shipping, and then we also sold that Snoopy figurine for $18.97 plus shipping. I got two more items to pull. I have a Peggy Car fuse glass plate, which my fuse glass is down there, and then I have a cast iron butterfly lantern that I'm going to grab. So let me get those. Actually, it was a bowl that sold. So it sold for $34.97 plus shipping. Really pretty pansy flower pattern. This is the last item up that's sold. Just a cast iron butterfly. And this is a more modern, like little cast iron photo tea light holder lantern. Can hang. And that's sold for $19.97 plus shipping. Alright, I'm going to get it wrapped and then show you what I'm going to list today. Before I head out, I thought I'd give you a sneak peek of a few of the estate sale finds that I got yesterday and auction items. Now, yesterday was abysmal for sourcing. I literally did not get much for my time, but I was also doing other errands, so it wasn't a complete waste of time. But these are some fun auction items. This Dresden holiday brass wreath. There is some patina or oxidation of the brass, but it's still super fun. I got that. I also got this coin dot. I don't know if that's what the name of this pattern is, but it is a caged glass lamp, brass. Oh my god, is it tall. It's like 45 inches. I have no clue what I was thinking when I bid on this, but I got it for a steal, and I honestly don't know. I mean, it might be time for me to get a booth, but I don't know. I think I can ship that. I can pretty much ship almost anything. I don't know. The things that I have hardest time with are like the flat breakables, but things like that, not so bad. I picked this up at an estate sale, some blown glass or art glass. I don't know if it's blown glass, but art glass Santa Claus ornaments, some check glass bottles, and then this art pottery vase just signed. There wasn't a whole ton, and I literally got like maybe 6 other things. There's some stuff that I haven't shown. I was trying to film a video yesterday, and I don't know if that's going to actually end up being a video because there was nothing to show you. But anyway, so this is the items that are new and will be listed shortly. But I'm going to head out. I just had to empty my bag so that I could get going to get to some estate sales and thrifting for you guys today. All right, wish me luck. Fingers crossed that I find some decent stuff today. All right, wish me luck. Our first Goodwill stop for today. We'll see. This was an amazing first find of the day. This is a Hager Panther. It already sold, so sorry, but I probably could have got a little bit more if I had waited, but I decided to take the offer that I received. I thought that might have been Longaberger. I think that is how you pronounce that as well, but it was not. Checking out the vases. This had a blown glass quality to it. I ended up putting that back. Even though this was probably a student pottery piece, I thought it was awfully cute. I was very tempted to take it. I actually had it riding around in the cart for a little bit. I ultimately ended up putting it back just because it would have probably sat for a while. These were decent. I thought I would grab them initially, but there was only 3 and one of them had a chip, so I ended up leaving those at the store as well. This butter dish was nice. Definitely had some age to it, but there was a chip on the edge, so I left that behind. And I liked this. It had an Italian pottery feel, kind of. I mean, it probably could have been a few other things like Portugal too, but it was a mass-produced piece and it didn't bring in a ton of money when it was resold, so I left that behind as well. Some napkin rings. A more modern jar vase. Some figurines. Not a ton. I'm checking out the other side of the aisle now. Little covered dish of some sort. Trying to give you a view of the top. I didn't do a very good job there. I'm sorry. Here's a glass vase as well. If it had been a different color other than clear, I probably would have grabbed that. They don't sell very fast for me unless they're like a signed glass piece. Some more plates. Still on the hunt for some more of those RS Prussia pieces. I wish that salt and pepper shakers sold better for me, but they don't, unfortunately. Some other tureen down there and some more plates. More modern decor. That intrigued me a bit, but it was a collector plate. I do not usually pick those up. Even the good ones tend to sit for a long time, so I'm not in the avenue to pick up those very often. Here's our next stop, Savers. Actually, it's Unique Thrift. I do grab these. I didn't film the whole trip. These 3 things. Some Salmon Falls pottery, some candlesticks. Unfortunately, the Mary Englebright clock does not work, so it'll have to be sold as parts. I could have left that behind. I paid a little bit, but also, if you remember, I get 25% off at the store usually when I go. I generally go on sales days. Didn't get much at that estate sale. Just a couple items. Probably paid a little too much for this. But I got this cool little fish basket. Usually I don't see it complete like this. It's usually missing a piece, so I thought I'd take a shot on that. And then I also like picking up these brass frames. However, it's unfortunate the glass is missing on this, but I haven't seen this bird pattern before, and I'm thinking I could probably find something to replace the glass. I don't think it's solid brass, but it's brass colored or golden colored. But still, I like it. Nonetheless, all right, on to the next place. Here we're at another Goodwill location. I picked up this Raku pottery piece. This is actually sold already. I pick up some of the more unique Raku pottery pieces now. I don't pick up all up anymore, but I do pick up quite a few still. I also grabbed this vintage McCoy, I believe, pottery vase there. The yellow flower. I picked up another one just recently as well. It sells for a decent amount of money. So we'll see how that does. Here I'm checking out the plates. Again, still on the hunt for some RS Prussia pieces. And then I spotted this art pottery. It seems like art pottery, but it's a Chinese checkers. I believe that's the game. Board. It's a ceramic piece. It's hand painted, and it was only $3.99, so I thought I'd give that a shot. Cats generally do okay for me. Just scanning it back over to see if there's anything else that I could pick up. Some art glass. Those don't generally do very well for me, so I kind of steer clear of them. Plus, they're kind of a bear to ship. Lots of breakage can happen on those. The pig canister was kind of cute. Canisters, again, don't sell well for me either, so I don't generally pick them up that often anymore. There's some fruit. And then I spotted this coconut shell mask. If it hadn't had the name of the location on there, I probably would have scooped that up, but I ended up leaving it behind. This was an interesting bowl, but I ultimately decided to leave that behind as well. I do check out this little jar, little trinket jar. You could use it for condiments or whatever you want to use it for, but it had like a salt glaze feel to it with the blue, and it had a dragonfly on it, so I decided to give that a shot. It won't sell for a ton, but we'll see. Some more pieces of pottery and fruit. There's a lot of fruit here this day. Some candle holders, some tiles. Trying to take a look at something on the shelf there. I end up not grabbing it. But then I do see this canisters and jars that are like art pottery do decent for me, so I decided to take a shot on this. It was $10.99. I probably could have left that behind. It's going to sit for quite a while on my shelf. But I thought it was cute, and I thought I'd give it a shot. This is like a hand-carved gourd made into a bird, but the beak there is broken, so I ultimately decided to leave that behind. Plus, I think on there, they wanted something outrageous like $14.99, and it was damaged. Off to our next Goodwill location, and I was super bummed about this. This is one that I think I'm going to write off for a while. The prices are steadily increasing, and it's getting crazy. I haven't found something there that I can actually afford to pick up and flip in a while. If you're a collector, it's a good place to check things out because you might find some decent quality items there. But everything was priced at retail. They had some salt glazed lamps. All of these items here were priced more or at retail value like you would find on eBay. These salt and pepper shakers, which are really cute, but they wanted $7 a piece for them. I could see maybe spending $7 for the set, but not for each individually priced one. I thought that was kind of unique. I haven't found one with a sticker on it in quite a while, if at all. I ended up leaving that behind, but they wanted $30 for that piece. Lots of glass and other items. They had lots of great things. It's just they'll sit there for a while until the person will buy it. I would have taken a lot of this home had it been at a better price. I liked this box, but again, they wanted way too much. And we're off to the next Goodwill. Couldn't find anything at that one, so fingers crossed we find something at this one. Here we're checking out their figurine section first. I have not found any comps of sold items on this. It looks like a handmade piece, obviously. It does look more modern because it has a website attached to it, so it's not something super vintage. Ended up leaving that behind. They had a few other pieces on the shelf that kind of matched the style and most likely the maker. This was like a Brighton tin. I ended up leaving that. They had a bunch of cat figurines. They had, I think these are Nesco. Not 100% certain. I put those in the cart initially. I put them back, but I do grab this black cat. It does make it home with me. Don't believe it's Hager, but it's definitely more of a vintage ceramic piece. Probably something I could have left behind as well. At $8.99 is a little steep to not make a ton of profit, but I got it nonetheless. This bottle was interesting, probably a liquor bottle, so I ended up leaving it behind. Here we're in the vase section. There wasn't a ton that I was interested in looking at. Just checking behind this vase and seeing if it's a handmade piece or mass produced, and it was mass produced, so I left that as well. I do see some pottery pieces here that I'm going to check out. Most likely studio pottery pieces, but they're pretty plain. Could have been missing a lid, so I left that as well. I do grab this celadon glazed planter. It's got koi fish or goldfish on there. These do decent for me. We'll see how it goes. It hasn't sold just yet. This is some Italian pottery at $8.99. I thought maybe this would do better. However, when I looked up comps on it, they don't sell for a ton. So ultimately that goes back on the shelf. Plus it would have taken some time to clean out the inside of that. This is a mass-produced art glass vase. It is awfully pretty, but it was $14.99. Initially I was going to grab it and I decided against it. but I do pick this up. It's a hand painted. I'm not sure if it's hand painted. Let's check that, but it's a little cameo vintage feels on that. And I do scoop up this pitcher as well. It's a Tonala Mexico pottery piece. I believe it's Tonala. I'm not sure, but either way, it's Mexican pottery. It's Talavera, and they sell for a decent amount. So I decided to grab that, and we're off to another Goodwill. Right away, I spot these Lynn Chase banks. I grab both of them, the panda and is it a leopard or cheetah? They sell for a decent amount, but not a ton. Some of them can do better than others. And you'll see it, the cat one sold right away. So I sold that though for $25 on a best offer. I took a moment to check this over. There was a lot of paint missing, and there was some missing pieces on the inside. I initially was thinking I'd grab it, but I have quite a few of them, and they do sit for a little bit unless they're the more vintage or unique ones. This I had initial feels like it might be Costa or Blanco, but it wasn't. And I thought this mirror was amazing. Talk about a statement piece. And it actually was reasonably priced for something this size, probably because they knew they needed to move it along. Now this was a new maker to me. I haven't ever come across this before. And it's Elizabeth Carlton. If you see these, it's a good thing just to look up and see. Some of the pieces do more in profit than others, but regardless, it's something interesting to look into. I also spotted this John Rhea figurine. Some of them can go for a decent amount of money. If you ever come across the dragon ones, definitely scoop those up. They can go for a lot. Some of the more unique pieces are worth picking up too. Here was just a brass sculpture. These can do well for me. They wanted $8.99. I thought I'd take a shot on it and see how it does. I also grabbed this little miniature Navajo pottery piece. They can do well depending on the signature on it. This one is on the lower end, but I thought I'd give it a shot anyway. Also just checking to see if there's anything else I missed, since we had a great amount of items off the first couple shelves. Trying to slow down and remember to look at a lot of things. I tend to miss things, so if you see anything that I missed, just mention it down in the comments below and I'll take a look and see what it is. I'm always willing to learn. Trying to look at something up above. This little planter. Definitely vintage, but I end up leaving that behind. I do scoop up this carnival glass vase. It has a clear base though, so it's not one of the more highly sought after ones, so it won't bring in a ton of money. I probably could have left this behind as well because they wanted $8.99 for it, but we'll see how it does. There's still profit to be made on that item. Studio pottery bottle, decanter, or candle holder, your choice. I thought it was pretty, but it's pretty specific in colors. And I have a lot of pottery. Like I said, I need to be more picky. Now, this is something I probably could have picked up and done fairly well with. The price wasn't outrageous, but I don't think you'd get a ton of money for it. This was an art sculpture of some sort, more modern, made out of a railroad spike, I believe, but I ended up putting that back. And the last section for us today is the lamp section. These lamps were actually pretty neat. I thought they were really nice, but I have so many lamps as well that I end up leaving those behind. Here's the haul portion. Here's all the fun goodies that I got today on our thrift spree. Not a ton. You know, I'd hoped to get a little bit more for the effort that I put in today, but nonetheless, some great items, some more bread and butter things, some more unique things that I don't usually come across, some unique pottery, some trinket jars. I think I believe that's Hager. It has the remnants of a stamp, a portion of it. So I do believe that's a Hager Panther, but I'll have to double check just to make sure. But some items that I got at a couple of state sales, like that cloisonne or enamelware. I'm not sure which is the correct term for that. I'll have to look it up when I list it. That little jar, that little blue vase, the fish wicker basket there, and that frame. I think that's all I got at estate sale today. Not too much. If you don't hit them right away, a lot of the things that I'm looking for are usually gone. In my area, there are a lot of resellers, so the estate sales are packed. So, but I think that's going to wrap it up. So if you have any questions, just drop them down below. Otherwise, thanks for joining me today on my little thrifting adventure, and I will hope to see you in the next one. Have a great day. Bye.